I was having a conversation with my mom a few days ago, and while we were having the conversation, I can't remember what we were talking about. And then she said to me that there was a time my late father had to beat her up and broke her jaw. And for 2 weeks, she couldn't eat. The only way she could eat was using pipe. She was using pipe to eat.
So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Have you ever wondered why many men want women like their mothers, but many women, I said many, not all, many women do not want men like their fathers? Why? Think about it and begin to drop down in the comment section. And if you are new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a big thumbs up, and share your thoughts down in the comment section. I am so upset today. I am offended. I am livid. Would you believe that my husband, coming back from work yesterday, got 2 cartons of chicken, got a carton of turkey, and got a carton of frozen fish? The nerve. Oh, what nonsense. I want a man like my grandfather. Chief Joseph will go to the thick forest at 4 a.m. to hunt for fresh bushmeat for my grandmother. Oh God. And as my grandmother sits down nursing the children, my grandfather would emerge triumphantly with a big deer on his neck, across his shoulders. A big antelope, fresh protein. But look at my husband. He is buying us frozen protein. Oh God. I miss when men were men. I want a man like my grandfather. The good old days. How did I sound? Deluded, disillusioned, maybe unrealistic. Now that's exactly how some men sound when they cry that they want women of the old. They want a woman like their mothers and their grandmothers. Now listen. Wanting a woman like your mother or your grandmother is not a bad thing per se. It's okay to see and admire some traits in your mother or grandmother that you would love to see your wife possess. But what I find most times is that people that use that line and people that have that mindset are usually people who desire comfort without corresponding responsibility. People who want control without humanity. People who crave for endless patience without deserving it. People who want unconditional acceptance without earning it. People who want to feel like kings without wanting king's responsibilities. These people want silence without question and endurance without boundaries. They want women like Mrs. Temitope Felicia Odo. 59-year-old barrister Felicia Odo was married to Mr. Chris Odo, and in their well over 20 years of marriage, she had endured the worst forms of abuse, despite serving as the family's breadwinner and major provider. Mrs. Felicia was devoted to her family, building their home, supporting her husband, funding the education of their 3 sons, carrying all the responsibilities without complaint. I mean, take a look at her. She reminds me of Osinachi Wachuku, meek, submissive, down to earth. She didn't have time for frivolities, for keeping friends, for makeup, or looking good. Her life revolved around committing herself to her family. She was what many people would describe as the ideal virtuous woman. Mrs. Felicia had put her dreams on pause for a long time to help build a life and a home with her husband. And now that her sons are all grown up, she decided to pursue some late education. She decided to get a law degree and get called to Barr. That was her dream. Oh, she burned the midnight candle. And I can tell you for a fact, for those who have passed through law school, you would attest to how much reading and studying that you put in to be able to pass the bar exams. I remember my time at my law school campus then. People were literally walking and opening papers to memorize some cases. And in our bathroom, there was a part of the bathroom where we sellotape decided cases, we sellotape some points, some laws, some sections of some statutes. So even when you are beaten, instead of letting that 5 minutes or 10 minutes waste, you'll be looking at the wall and be memorizing some things. That is how much intensity goes into studying for the bar exams. In my campus, somebody went bonkers, somebody went mad. And it's not uncommon that in every campus, while preparing for the bar exam, somebody's brain snaps because of how much reading we do. So imagine a woman of Mrs. Felicia's age at 60 going through that intensity of studying. But she did, and she made it. And she passed the bar examination, and she was called to Barr. She had just returned from Abuja, where she went for her call to Barr ceremony, and then tragedy struck. Let us hear the direct account of her son on the tragic incident that unfolded on that fateful day. When my mother returned from Abuja, he immediately started insulting her, accusing her of sleeping with men. During her stay in Abuja, she ignored him, meaning she kept quiet, she didn't respond. She didn't challenge him. Later that day, my elder brother came to visit. Before he arrived, my father had already called him, saying, "Come and carry your mother now if you don't want her to die." She stayed for about a month. My father didn't want her to travel at all. He was uncomfortable with her going to Abuja in the first place. You see these kinds of abusive men? What they dread the most is your success. Anything that would elevate you, anything that can open your eyes to the truth, anything that can make you realize your worth, anything that can add a feather to your cap is a threat to him. So they cripple your ambition. I hope you are listening and learning. And if you are yet to join our community, you are missing out. There is so much that you're going to learn. There is so much you're going to be equipped with as a single person and even as a married person. There is so much for you there. So if you haven't joined, you can scan the QR code right now showing on the screen, or you can click the link I'm going to put down in the description box and pinned in the comment section. So let's listen. He beat her the next day. He deliberately took some of her belongings into his room. He seized her belongings, probably to provoke her and start an argument. When my mom went to collect them, he started cursing and insulting her again. At first, he refused to open the door. But when she asked, "Why can't I access any room in my own house?" he opened it and began hitting her with his hands. He even struck her in the eye. She died on a Wednesday. She had complained of body pain and called her friend a nurse who came to treat her at home. The nurse promised to return the next day, but that was the day my mother passed away. That Wednesday morning, she called me into her room and said that the beating from the previous day had left her in severe pain. I asked her how she felt, and she told me to get her some pap and warm the rice that she had cooked the previous day. So after the beating the previous day, she still went to cook for the man. Okay. She also asked me to make zobo for her because she had high blood sugar levels. She was diabetic. So the old woman, 60-year-old woman that this husband was beating like an animal, is even diabetic. I bet that she's also hypertensive, because for a woman to have survived this number of years of abuse with this tyrant, it's not only sugar that will be wrong with her, believe me. Those were the last things she asked me to do. The son recounted in an interview with Punch newspapers.
We're here today on a transitional walk in the memory of Mrs. Felicia Odo, who was murdered by her husband in a spate of domestic violence. She was 56 years and had just been called to the Nigerian Barr on the 23rd of September, that's last month. She had been a victim of domestic violence for over 25 years, and this is why we are here, to go on a transitional walk in our honor, and also to create awareness that once you are in an abusive marriage, religion has nothing to do with it, because it was for religious reasons she stayed. Today she's late. You live to live.
You see, when a married woman with children subjects herself, chooses to remain in an abusive relationship, in a violent marriage, her children not only becomes her primary source of joy and consolation as she suffers, they become the spring of hope that she holds onto. Hope that someday her children will grow, and they will grow to protect her from the abuser. That they will grow to save her. That they would grow to give her the love and the care that she never got from her marriage. And so she gnashes her teeth and endures her misery. And true to it, most men that stop beating their wives, especially in lawless countries, in lawless jurisdictions, stopped because of the intervention of grown-up children. The enough, daddy, enough. When the child or the children, the grown-up children, gather the courage after years of witnessing their mother pummeled and battered, rise up one day to say, daddy, enough. When the man makes to hit at their mother, they hold his hand and they push it back. It's a humbling moment for those kinds of beasts that beat their wives. It's a humbling moment for men, for those kinds of husbands, when they come to the realization that their children are now stronger than them. And so the son holds his father's hand like this and pushes him back. And even when he shouts, "You want to beat me? You want? Oh, you are doing it." When he goes to his room, hits. He's like, wow. It always stops when the children look their fathers in the eyes and say, "If you touch my mother again." Because these men that beat their wives up like this are beasts. And beasts do not become angels overnight. A tiger does not change its stripes. That was a leopard change its spots. They stop not because they feel like. They stop not because they just realized at old age that is wrong. They knew all along. They stop not because they have finally mastered the art of resisting the urge of resorting to feasts when dialogue is needed. Their stopping is as a result of them merely restraining themselves because they now see confrontation and consequence. And that's what children that grow up seeing and witnessing their fathers beating up their mothers do. They grow up to be the ones to put a stop to the abuse. So while I brood about this case, I cannot help but feel a deeper surge of rage boil within me to know that this little woman bettered and raised 3 full grown-up men. 3 grown-up adult men. And they sat back and watched their father beat their mother right from when they were small till old age, until he beat her to death, until he killed her. The one that was narrating this story of the incident was, even the way he narrated it, sounded like he was around when the last beating happened that took his mother's life. These agile men watched this old man beat their mother till she was 60. It just shows one thing, that they hadn't tackled him. They hadn't given him a rude awakening. Even 11-year-old boys, not even boys, even 11-year-old children do not sit back again and watch their fathers beating up their mothers like that. The children will start standing up for their mothers and trying to stop their fathers. Not to talk about adults. And now that confrontation that they refuse to take action towards has left their mother dead and their father on his way to his own death. I wonder, what kinds of boys are these? But I quickly realized we have many of them out there. If this abuse didn't lead to death, if this woman didn't die, this mother would have become the model. I want a woman like my mother, a virtuous woman, married for 35 years, but girls of these days cannot stay 3 years in marriage. Oh, my mother is a good woman, quiet in persecution, consistent in suffering, a submissive provider, a feminine, incredible Hulk, forgiving of atrocities, the woman like my mother. So ladies, the next time a man tells you that he wants or he's looking for a woman like his mother, ask him who exactly his mother is. Because many women being exalted today, celebrated, used as a landmark, a role model, referenced, dishing out marriage counseling at places of worship and meetings of young women, lived lives similar to Mrs. Felicia's life, but the only difference is that they did not die. Before I wrap up this video, I'm gonna drop 2 pieces of advice. And the first one is directed to children, grown-up children watching me, who know that their mothers are still enduring these kinds of things, even their fathers. Because I cannot sit and watch my father maltreating my mother, or sit and watch my mother abusing my father as a grown-up. I cannot sit for that. Either way, my advice to you today is to go and save your mother. Because it will be the height of folly and the height of cowardice if you sit back and let another person kill your parent. You would spend the rest of your life hating yourself. She has endured for long enough, and your job as a grown-up child is to end her suffering. Don't ever think that it cannot get to that. All of these people that we discuss, all of these people that their stories make it to the news, never thought that it would ever get to that. Oh, many of them didn't ever imagine that their family stories will be what will be using to talk on the internet. So until it happens, you would think and assume that it cannot get to that now, but it can, and it will. Secondly, mothers watching me, respectfully, some of them, some of you are beyond redemption. God hates divorce. He only loves murder. He loves abuse. He loves bloodshed. He loves violence. The only thing he hates is divorce. Death is better. Abi? Now, because I cannot force you against your will or your personal convictions, I want to enlighten you. If you don't know already, I believe you do, but let me re-echo it. There is another one that is not divorce, so it's called separation. You are still married for all intent and purposes, but you save yourself. You remove yourself from physical harm. You can still go to church and pose as Mrs. Okafor. Mrs. Enebeli, you can still wear wedding band from here to here and answer Miss Sisi at the women group convention. But mommy, remove yourself from places that will kill you. There is no reward for suicide. And the covenant of life far supersedes the covenant of marriage. You were first alive. You were first a human being. So there was already a covenant with God as a human before you now got married. So that other one becomes secondary. Preserve the primary one, which is your life, first.
Your salvation is more important than your marriage. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in an abusive marriage, leave. If you are in an abusive marriage, pick your children and leave. If you are in an abusive marriage, stop reproducing. Once abuse starts, reproduction must stop. Today we honor Mrs. Felicia Odo.
It's good to mention at this point, before we bring this video to an end, that Mr. Chris has now been apprehended and charged to court for murder. Videos showing him shaking and trembling at the court premises made it out on social media a few days ago. Shaky, shaky daddy. You know, these bullies, these beasts at home are mostly cowards. He was vibrating at the court. If the state secures a conviction, which is very likely, he will be sentenced to death and will be killed, or he will spend the rest of his life in prison and die in prison. I would give us updates as they come. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop all your thoughts down in the comment section and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. Don't also forget our premium community, specially designed and personified for you. There is so much we teach there. There is so much to learn from there. There is so much to make you a better person there. So scan the code or click on the link down below. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.